Hello, today we will be talking about animal abandonment and ways you could help with this problem. So to begin, we have to ask ourselves, what is animal abandonment? Animal abandonment is when people who own a pet decide, for whatever reason, to leave them in the streets to survive on their own. Unfortunately in Tijuana, this problem is very common, according to a news writer, Sonia Zavala. She said that stray cats and dogs, facing adverse conditions and looking for food and shelter in a hostile environment where they could get run over, get sick, or get harmed by people were a common sight. This problem continues every day in Tijuana and all over the state. More and more dogs and cats who aren't used to living in the streets are forced to scavenge for food. Some starve or die from thirst, are bred, and their puppies are also forced to spend their lives on the street. This is why it's such a big problem and why we need everybody to lend a helping hand so less pets suffer in the street and more pets are in a safe, loving home. Now that we know what animal abandonment is, what is our objective?
The objective of our video is to raise awareness about this issue and educate you on its impact. We aim to shed light on the reasons behind this problem, such as lack of responsible pet ownership, economic problems, or possible behavioral issues from the animal, like aggressiveness or signs of illness. Dr. Eduardo de Leon Morales, a vet representative of a CAM organization, said that they attended 25 to 40 reports about animal abuse, but they had increased since the year before. This is a fact that will continue to be true if we don't do something about it. The purpose of this video is to provoke empathy and compassion towards abandoned animals, encouraging you to become more mindful and responsible in the ways you interact with and treat them. Now, what is animal cruelty? According to the Seneca Animal website, animal cruelty can be defined in two ways. It is either the intentional harming of an animal through actions like failing to provide proper care for them, including access to food, water, and veterinary care when needed. It can also be defined as it is in Brazil, which is confining an animal in a cruel manner or overworking them. It is to wound, injure, mutilate, or train them using physical punishment to cause them to fight another. What is the situation like here? In Tijuana, there were more than 300,000 stray dogs 4 years ago, but the number has most likely increased, having many sterilization campaigns and private organizations shut down due to the pandemic. And since Tijuana is a city with many problems, animal cruelty and abandonment have been pushed down on the priority list. Ivan Marquez of San Diego Reader says that government dogs were electrocuted and kept in gas chambers and had a 72-hour period to get adopted. Nowadays, people haven't stopped treating dogs and other animals this way, but there are many organizations that help with this, like CAM here in Tijuana. There are also many independent rescuers who take stray dogs into their homes and either foster them to later be adopted or decide to keep them.
How is sterilization, abandonment, legislation, etc. related to animal cruelty in Tijuana? According to unofficial data from El Sol de Tijuana, a news network with relevance in our town, it says that in each neighborhood in Tijuana there are between 150 and 200 dogs on the street. They also report that the Animal Control Center no longer walks the streets in search of stray animals, but only answered calls. This is a big problem for our communities and for the animals. Every living being deserves a dignified and happy life. So to solve this problem, many citizen organizations emerge in Tijuana with the objective of animal care, and they strive constantly to support and try to solve this problem. Ivan Marquez said that on the volunteer page, the dates are written to organize meetings and help animals. The biggest causes for animal abandonment are problematic behavior, financial problems, the end of hunting season, loss of interest in the animal, and the change of residence. Many other factors influence the abandonment of the animal, such as the birth of a baby, but regardless of all of this, animals should not be abandoned, but rather given up for adoption. To try and solve this problem, many organizations rescue animals, vaccinate them, bathe them, care for them, and give them up for adoption.
Animal abandonment has been a problem that has affected in many ways the animals that are involved. This is because animals deserve to have quality of life and attention from their owners, and not being abandoned or treated in a bad way. Some examples of the consequences for these abandoned pets are that they get into a miserable existence on the streets, affecting their health, starving, in pain, and frightened. This problem has been having an enormous impact in our city. There are more than 300,000 stray dogs in Tijuana, making it considerably noticeable that the problem of animals being abandoned has to be solved. Dr. Eduardo Cesar received around 100 dogs per month, representing a very big amount of animals that needed a new home where they could be cared for and loved.
So what are some of the solutions to this problem? Well, the more common ones are posting on social media just to raise awareness, speak to friends or family, and participate in events such as campaigns or protests for animal rights. Donations to help these little fellows are also accepted. For example, Dr. Eduardo said that we could donate pet food or cleaning products. Don't be scared to reach out if you see a lone animal in the street. Take it to somewhere safe, and be it your house, but more preferably it would be like an animal center or somewhere like that. It is never too late to make a difference. Okay, so what is sterilization? Sterilization is defined or known as, at least in animals, as the process of removing the reproductive organs from these animals. Commonly on males it would be the testicles, and on females it would be the ovaries. What kind of legislation do we have? Well, there are 4 legislations, at least here in Mexico, which are the General Law of Wildlife, created in the 2000s, the Federal Law of Animal Health, which was created in 2007, the General Law of Ecological Balance and Environmental Protection, which was created in 1988, and the Official Norm 033, which was created in 2014, regarding the humane slaughter of domestic and wild animals. Okay, so what organizations work with this problem in Tijuana? Currently, various organizations work to reduce animal cruelty and abandonment, but the most notable organization would be Municipal Animal Control, or Control Municipal, also known as CAM, an organization which takes care of stray animals, offering various services for both domestic and street animals such as sterilization, disinfection, etc. They encourage others to help these little guys, spreading awareness and taking donations. They give talks in schools and do campaigns and other good stuff.